Willie D Live.
What's up, family? 31-year-old Ashlee Jenae was found dead inside of her hotel room while on vacation in Tanzania with her fiancé. A fiancé who is suspected by many people of murder. Yeah, fam. So, what happened? Ashlee is in Tanzania celebrating her birthday, and she got engaged and everything. Dude proposed to her. Got down on his knees in the middle of the jungle and proposed to her. And they were all just so happy. That picture to the right is actually her after he proposed. And they seemed extremely happy together, and somehow, some way, she waits till she gets to Tanzania, of all places, at a beautiful resort. Everything's going well for her. She got it all. She's an influencer. She's got beauty. She's got her man. She got the ring. She got the 31st birthday celebration. And she hangs herself. Maybe it's just me, fam, but I find that extremely hard to believe that she hung herself. But what about you? Let's do a quick poll. Give me a thumbs up if you believe that Ashlee hung herself. Thumbs down if you say, no, hell no, man. There's something else, man. There's more to this case. Yeah, I think it's the latter also, fam. I do not believe that woman hung herself. She just didn't even seem like the type. But I know, fam, I know some of y'all saying, well, you never can tell, because people will hide it and, you'll never know until, it happens. And sometimes that does happen, but not under these type of circumstances when things are going well for you like this, not under these type of circumstances. Let's take a look at Ashlee's social media. This is her Instagram. Yeah, it seems like a happy girl, I think that's Tanzania right there on the right there. What I'm hovering over right here. This is her on a private plane. That's her in Tanzania. That's her in Tanzania with her fiance. Who is this fiance? Joe McCain. That's his name. Joe McCain. He is the founder of Asymmetric Financial. Yeah, fam. So he reportedly told Tanzanian authorities that she died by suicide, by hanging. Yeah. I wonder what Joe was when she hung herself. Yeah. I just can't. That just seems like very, very odd behavior, fam. Jenae's family and friends strongly dispute the claims that she was suicidal. They strongly rejected that claim. They called for a transparent investigation into her death. So let's take a look at some of the key details. I'll come back to the screen. We'll come back in a minute. So let's take a look at some of the key details. You had the engagement and birthday. Jenae and Joe celebrated her 31st birthday on April 5th, 2026. She was found hanging on, what day was that? Okay, we'll get to the date in a minute. But they celebrated her engagement and birthday. Jenae and Joe celebrated her 31st birthday on April 5th, 2026. The same day they got engaged while staying at this upscale resort. Joe alleges the death was a suicide, but family and friends, they cite her radiant and joyful energy in photos taken just days prior and stated that suicide would be completely out of character for her. Completely out of character, not just out of character, but completely out of character for her. She have a social media advocacy. A PR specialist and close friend, Savannah Britt, went viral on X, calling for justice for Ashlee Jenae and questioning the fiance's narrative. Now, this is the friend. This is the good friend questioning the fiance's narrative. A lot of times, good friends, they know your fiance. They know what type of dude you with, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. And they can pretty much say, yeah, he seemed like the type that have done something like that. Or maybe no, because, she ain't never told me anything remotely that would cause me to suspect him of being a violent person who's capable of taking her life. So where are we with the current investigation? As of April 12th, today, authorities are handling the case. No official autopsy findings or cause of death have been publicly confirmed by the government, and no arrests have been announced. But let's dig a little deeper. The official cause of death. Tanzanian authorities, they have not yet released public autopsy or toxicology reports. While the fiancé reported the cause of death as suicide by hanging, this has not been verified by local medical examiners. Law enforcement action. There's currently no official confirmation that Joe McCain had been arrested or charged. Reports on social media regarding his status in custody remain unverified and conflicting. So there was some reports that he was in custody. So let's talk about the resort. In earlier reports, people were saying that she had hung herself at this resort called, what was it? Survive Wildlife Resort. That's a Survive Wildlife Resort. Okay. Now, but the family disputed that, and the family said that she was found dead at Zuri Zanzibar which is a luxury villa. And they say that initially she was found unconscious and later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Found unconscious, later pronounced dead at a local hospital. Here's a brief piece from the family statement. The family said, the Robinson and Edris family released a statement on April 12, 2026, asking for any information not provided directly by them be treated as unfactual or unverified at this time. And that is a smart move, because conspiracy theories and others are going to run wild on this one. So what is the the U.S. Embassy's role in all of this? Well, the U.S. Embassy typically does not lead investigations in foreign jurisdictions. They often provide following services for the families of U.S. citizens, including assisting with the repatriation of remains, serving as a liaison between the family and local authorities, and they monitor the local investigation to ensure it follows due process. So, I don't think she killed herself, fam. Why is it so hard for them to rule deaths by hanging homicide? It seems like no matter where you go, it's like they don't want to say that somebody was hung. It seems like to me, if you want to get away with something, that's how you do it. Like just hang somebody, because they haven't announced that somebody was hung, and I know at least in the United States, in decades. It's always suicide before they even, before they even lay eyes on the body, it's suicide. They're already writing up the suicide report. It's a suicide. Suicide, suicide, suicide. I want you to take a look at these pictures. See, you never know what's happening in somebody's relationship. See, all of this looks great, right? You look at this, and you got women out there right now, oh, damn, I want that. I need me a man like that who can do all of that. See, this shit cost. This cost. See, you never know. You never know what that cost is. We know it costs, though. You never know the price a person is paying to live the lifestyle that they're living. There are so many broken people who have money, access, and power. There's so many broken people who want that money and access and power that they'll do anything to be in close proximity to it. And I'm not saying absolutely that is the case with Ashlee, but I have seen this type of thing before. I've seen it many times. You never know what price a person is paying to be in a relationship. See, all we see is that, damn, like she got it going on. Look at that. It looks like, what is that, a Ferrari she's sitting inside of? Is that a Lamborghini? What is that? Lamborghini. So, look at the high-end clothes, the bags, the dresses. Look at these places. Beautiful, exotic places. Look at that. She looked like money, straight money. Private jets. I'm sure there are people out there right now, young girls out there right now who did not get the memo yet that she's dead, and still looking at some of these pictures saying, I want that. I want that life. I wish that was me. Be careful what you wish for now. Look at these pictures. This is money. This is money all of private helicopters and, bubble baths and this. I don't know what she is in this picture, but it looks expensive. Don't know what's going to become of this investigation, but I do know that there's a lot of interest in this. And the problem here is that Americans, when they get killed abroad, seldom receive justice. Seldom do Americans who get killed abroad receive justice. Seldom do they receive justice. If I'm going to take a wild guess, I'm going to say she's not going to receive any justice. I don't think anything is going to happen to this dude. If they had him in custody, they'd be announcing it right now. Assuming that he is involved. There's no proof. Nobody's been able to prove. It's only speculation that he's involved. Only speculation that he's involved. No proof. I think that this is a common theme here, though, fam. Like Americans who get killed or who ends up dead in foreign places, they seldom receive justice. Now, here's something to think about. What if the marriage proposal was a ruse to get her out there and harm her? Because, you figure like, well, this is the last place where I'll be held accountable. If I do it out here, they ain't gonna do nothing about it. Dude got a lot of money. So you don't know what his connections are in that country or even in that township. You don't know what his connections are like. I want to get rid of, I want to do her in. What can I do with that? I'm tell her, I know how to get out there. I'm gonna tell her, I want to do something special for her. Let's go celebrate your birthday. Let's take a trip and celebrate your birthday. What woman don't want to take a trip? It ain't got to be a birthday. What woman don't want to take a trip? Especially on a birthday. Then, let me say, I'm going to cap it off by saying, I'm going to cap it off with this engagement. That'll throw off the scent. That'll let people know, man, all the way up until her death, I just proposed to her. I love her. I wasn't going nowhere. We were great. Look at this. Look at us. We great. Next thing you know. Or could have been one of those things that happened, last minute thing. I do not believe this woman killed herself. And I do not believe one of the locals just happened to hang her while her dude was taking a walk on the beach or in the safari. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.